All right, let's wait until we get some people coming in. It's been a while since we did one of these, but we still here. Look at that, we got some viewers on now. All right, how's everybody doing in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, Texas, guys? It's been a while since we've had a podcast. It's looking like we need to have a podcast. It's 2024. What can I say? Election time is around the corner. As always, with every election, everything going on, we have the good, the bad, the ugly, the grotesque, the excellent. We have it all here in Maverick County and Eagle Pass. So that's why we always try to stay humble, be kind, work hard. Nice little sign. Guys, we have a nice first time ever show. We've never done anything like this, a call-in show. So, or message, whoever doesn't want to talk or anything like that, we actually have, send me a text. We posted it on the thing. We try to stay away from spam. You know how spam is nowadays. So, they're a mix of words and numbers. If you don't already know my number, it is on the Facebook page, 830-968-0344. You have a comment, concern. Anything that you want me to talk about, and if I can talk about it, we'll talk about it. Any information that you guys need, we can talk about it. But the main thing that I wanted to reach out to everybody today were three main things, and we put them on our detail section. We want to talk about one. We do have the new Speaker of the House, not that new, a couple of months new, Speaker Johnson, that is going to be rolling into Eagle Pass, Texas. We have been hearing that, anywhere upwards of 60 Republican congressmen may be there. We're not sure. Photo op Tony, we know he's going to be there. Our current Congress man, I guess. I mean, I didn't vote for him, but and the thing that's going on, they're coming in tomorrow. We want to discuss it with our public, our community. We also have a topic number 2. The border crisis is going on. We visited earlier today. There was nothing out there. We saw several news medias setting up. Fox, I believe KSAT 12 just ran a piece right now from down there. We took a picture down there, posted it earlier. There's no one down there right now. Everything looks nice. Everything looks clean. You don't see no 2,000, 10,000 illegal immigrants lining up in that, makeshift. What it reminds me of is when we used to go to Texas, Texas, and those lines that they have. Well, I mean, somehow Border Patrol or somebody set that crap up, and if you build it, they will come. So that's the first topic we want to talk about. Second topic, the border crisis. It's still here, hasn't gone away. They did a nice cleaning job right now. I wonder where all those 10,000 illegal aliens went to, because there isn't that many places you can go here in Maverick County, Eagle Pass. And included with that conversation, we have some very interesting details that are upsetting, because this border crisis did not have to go the way it's going. It is being allowed to go this way. And our top law enforcement officer here, which would be, in the county, Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber, failed to protect the livelihood of Maverick County and Eagle Pass residents by allowing Border Patrol agents to cut into a fence that state of Texas erected in order to protect the community of Eagle Pass and Maverick County. We've even seen videos. I mean, I was out there myself. We got them on a video where these supervisors go and cut wire to allow those illegal aliens to come in. And, it's all goes back to Sheriff Tom Schmerber, former Border Patrol, protecting his own Border Patrol supervisors. And we got their names right here, the ones that cut into the fence, guys. We do our digging, we do our due diligence. Two Border Patrol supervisory agents. They go by the name of Mario Trevino and Michael Garza. These are the two famous Border Patrol that illegally, Mario Trevino and Michael Garza, the two supervisor Border Patrol agents that illegally cut into a Texas state sertine wire, C wire. Let's make it easy on us. Cutting into those wires illegally to continue to allow this invasion. Pretty much what those two Border Patrol supervisors did was allow unknown individuals into our country, not knowing any of their intentions. Now, the deal with that, we'll scratch on that surface a little bit earlier, get a little bit more into detail, but where's the sheriff? Where's the sheriff? We'll bring that back up. Now, and the last and final thing, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have our 2004 political landscape. You guys want to talk about which politicians, what politics, who's coming up, who's doing what? Let us know. If you don't want to go in the comments, you don't have to be in the comment section to let your name known. Again, my number 830-968-0344. Guys, shoot me a text, give me a message. We got our little cards here. We're ready to get any questions that you guys have and address them out here. And if you guys want to, put your name out there, put your name out there. You don't, that's quite all right. We know that there is a culture here in Maverick County and the city of Eagle Pass, a culture of retribution where people don't like people expressing themselves, which, it's a First Amendment right. It's protected speech. But we're here to let y'all know that they can't silence us all. There's good people working. There's good people looking after Maverick County. May not even be from Maverick County, yet they have better interest or have our best interest at heart when some of our own don't. That's the interesting story we have, guys. So what we're going to go ahead and start off with is the trip with Mike Johnson, who is now our Speaker in Congress, Speaker of the House. Everybody knows what happened with Mike McCarthy. Shout out to Congressman Rep. Matt Gaetz. Man, that guy showed brass, showed that he had some nuts. He let him hang. He went after the Speaker, McCarthy. Now McCarthy's over there crying, doesn't want to change his name from Speaker. You ain't the Speaker no more, bro. You ain't the Speaker. Change that shit. You're Kevin McCarthy now. All right? And then now he says he was going to retire after December, the new year. You know what? Thank God. Thank God. And Kevin McCarthy, lo and behold, who's his pet? Who was the one touting up Kevin McCarthy all this time? That's y'all's congressman, Tony Gonzalez, the sellout. Yeah, I said it. Tony Gonzalez is a sellout that has sold the Maverick County, the Valverde County constituents, and has supported NGOs, non government entities, in aiding and abetting this border invasion, this border crisis, where many of us are having our cars stolen. There's a lot of us that are having our cars broken into. There's a lot of us that are having random people just stopping us in the middle of the street asking for rides. Now, this is nothing we've ever seen in Eagle Pass. Many of y'all Democrats, y'all far left, y'all are lost. Y'all are lost. They're gonna argue, you've always seen this in Eagle Pass. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. I've asked people that are older than I am. They've never seen anything like this. Now you have the Democratic chair, Juanita Martinez, holding a sign trying to say Maverick County welcomes immigrants. No, we do not. We welcome Maverick County and visitors. We don't want people from all around the world changing our community into a third world community. We have a strong conservative Hispanic culture here. We're not against anybody else. I mean, we're more than happy to see the law enforcement presence, and it doesn't matter what culture you come from. But having anywhere near, guys, we've had more people come through the city of Eagle Pass and Maverick County illegally than we have in the county of Maverick in total. Just to put that into perspective to you guys. Our border policies, they're broken. This is nothing new to you guys. You guys know this. So now, like the good politicians that they are, they're coming down supposedly 60, upwards of 60 Republican congressmen, including the speaker, which, of course, we know the speaker is a little bit more powerful on that end. So we're glad to see. But will it be just, a photo op? Because that's what we're used to from Tony Gonzalez. He comes, takes a picture at the border, says he doesn't like it, but then he goes visits the NGOs and dishes out money. And we know that NGO is in line with one of the media sources here. Again, pumping money, pumping money, pumping money. So you tell me, if Congressman Tony Gonzalez, you be the judge, if Congressman Tony Gonzalez is down here, has not done anything to deter this border crisis, he has not done anything to keep these people from coming forward, but yet he always is sure to visit his little pet ever since he got elected. We all know that eyesore that's in the right next to the police complex, public safety complex, the firefighter department, right behind them. Man, what are y'all doing? Now, there's a lot of things here that you guys may not know. The history on that, this local NGO, they started out with a little church spot at Bibb Street. How were they able to get that and change it over here to a Del Rio Boulevard spot that is a warehouse? And I'll tell you something, this is a little insight. They had about 100, 200 illegal aliens in there, or, looking for amnesty or whatever. This was last year. When we went to go blow up their spot, because they had 4 days without any running water. 4 days in that facility, no running water. We have actually the receipt where Waterworks connected the water and when it was requested. So it was 4 days, 4 days, that 100 to 200 illegals were housed up in a warehouse that it was about 100 degrees at that time. It was in the summer. So they do that, you want to talk about humanitarian crisis. Try going without water for 4 days. Many of you remember that February winter storm we had. It wasn't easy going without water for those amount of days, guys. So you can imagine how that went. Um, Again, and now you see the massive facility that has been erected or has been fixed and now is being used as a launching pad for all these illegals crossing over. Now, this is unconfirmed, but we do have not on our part, but there is people investigating their dealings with these people that are coming across. Now, these people that are coming across, they're getting free health care. They're getting free health care. They're getting benefits. At what cost? Our veterans of America that have fought for this country have to wait to be seen after the illegals. So, I mean, what the hell is really going on here? It's unfortunate that you have veterans that have risked their lives, to say the least, risked their lives going to overseas, leaving their families because they want to do what they feel is a duty to them or a duty to their country to defend it. And I think that as citizens of this country that they defended, we are obligated as citizens to make sure our veterans are taken care of. First, our veterans should come first before anybody that is not of this country. So right now they're putting people that are first time ever setting foot in this country and pushing back all of our veterans that fought for us to keep this country. And it's disappointing that Congressman Tony Gonzalez fails to recognize that situation. Photo op Tony is out here taking more photos with whoever will accept them. Guys, I'll be straight out honest about Tony's office. I've been asking them for letters of support for Maverick County and the city of Eagle Pass for grants. We've been trying to get a support letter from his offices. I've been trying to get a support letter since he's been elected with his chief of staff back then, Michael Blair, who pretty much guaranteed everything in the world to the Maverick County Maverick County Water Control and Improvement District. He said he was going to come down and he was going to help us with the water plant out there, the hydroelectric water plant that is the blood and heart of that district. And Tony disappears on us, man. Tony disappears. I've talked to even one of his guys, Falcon, and they don't want to help Maverick County. And that's just straight out. They do not want to help Maverick County. I have dealt with another gentleman, Congressman Will Hurd. Will Hurd, I'm not a fan of the political Will Hurd, but when we needed a letter to get some grant funding to support our projects, he would not hesitate. So shout out to Congressman Hurd. He had a not too good of a experience with the presidential election or presidential nominees that he was trying to run for president. He wasn't successful, and it is what it is. But I do say that he supported Maverick County City of Eagle Pass directly, Maverick County, and he was willing to work with the entities, right? Moving on, his successor, Tony Gonzalez, is anything but willing to work with the constituents, to work with the entities, and pretty much He's photo op Tony, man. I mean, it's what it is. He does not care about Maverick County. He does not care about Valverde. He does not care about Congressional District 23, which is where we reside. And it's disappointing, right? Um, so moving forward, we're going to have tomorrow a delegation, and it's a sizable delegation. I believe it's the biggest one that we've had since this border crisis had been going on in Eagle Pass. And expected to have the the Speaker of the House in Congress, which is Mike Johnson. He was newly named. They got Kevin McCarthy out there because McCarthy, he's a politician. The Speaker might be a politician, but McCarthy was willing to sell a little bit of himself out to stay in power. And I think that anybody that compromises their beliefs to hold a position of power should never be in a position of power, because we vote for these people based on their beliefs, their morals. We don't vote for somebody thinking, oh yeah, we know he's gonna rob, let's vote him in. We don't think like that. Now, Tony Gonzalez painted a great picture. In the very beginning, he shook hands, but there was always these red flags around him, and those red flags, I mean, are smacking each and every one of us. I mean, let me ask you this question. Given the fraud that was exposed in Commissioner's Court, where we had two individuals submitting a petition with over 600, according to the Commissioner's Court meeting, they submitted a petition of over 600 fraudulent votes or fraudulent signatures. Now, one of them happens to be the personal chef of Tony Gonzalez. It reminds me of a saying that they used to tell us, everybody, when we were little, is tell me who you hang around with, and I can tell you who you are. And I think that is the truth. And it's pretty telling, and it'll show that it's a fact. I mean, people, if you let them with time, they reveal their true intentions. All you got to do is observe, right? So we have a big delegation coming in. Of course, we're going to have a photo op Tony in there. The person that I really want to see there is, of course, the Speaker of the House. I believe the Speaker of the House could have an impact on this border crisis, and being able to bring him down. And it's unfortunate that they cleaned up the area, guys, because that area looks like there was never 10,000 people that walked the border, that swam through the river and made a big old commotion. It looks like that never happened down there, guys. Now, coincidence? Or preparing, because we're getting a delegation? I'll let you be the judge on that. I've been wanting to do that. So, moving forward to the juicy, we have, of course, the top law enforcement officer here in Maverick County, which would be our sheriff. Tom Schmerber. Guys, I wanna tell you guys again, if you have any questions, any comments, any comments, please post them on the chat, guys. There's no reason to be worried, afraid. I don't block. I don't do any of that. Um, we posted earlier that that's not. We don't block, man. There's no reason to violate people's First Amendment rights. You're a public figure. You're a public news media. You're a news media that tries to reach the public, but when the public questions your stories, answer back. Stand by your story, but don't block people, right? Anyways, you know how we do, going off on a tangent. Got that little Kanye West mindset. Greatness comes in many, right? So this delegation, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that something's gonna come from this? Are you guys wanting something to come from this? Because it seems that many of us, um, and I've said this before, we have the power. We, the people, regardless of whatever a personal chef tells you, we, the people, and we are, community, come push, shove, bad blood, anything like that. It doesn't matter. We're Maverick County. We're the city of Eagle Pass. We're Eagle Pass. We are one. We are the same, right? So why aren't we standing up for what we believe in? I mean, if anybody is against not letting these people come over, I mean, please, let's have the argument. I would love to bring you on and let's discuss why you think it's a good idea to have, what was it, 28, 30 something different countries coming, pouring in, not even coming, pouring into our community. Now, what is your thoughts on that? Do you guys want these illegals to be coming over here? Do you guys want what does Maverick County, excuse me, Eagle Pass want to see come from this delegation of 60 plus Republican congressmen coming into Eagle Pass with an attempt to, we're not sure what it is that they want to do, but it's difficult to, yeah. And again, bouncing back a little bit, it's this crisis is being ran almost operationally. So if you take a look at some of the moves that um, or follow the way this border crisis has been going, you will see that there is a lot of organization to the chaos. And that is exactly what should be concerning to many of you people, especially those that live here in the border. And you'll pass Maverick County, Valverde County, Webb County is getting hit too. I mean, we just saw Webb County, somebody got busted with a lot of drugs coming through, and that's nor here nor there, right? Because in Eagle Pass, what we're struggling with, and in Maverick County, what we're struggling with is the overflow of illegals coming into our community and creating an elevation in crime statistics. Um, Car thefts are up, crime is up, burglaries are up, shootings, people with guns, they shouldn't have guns, are up. Um, you know, meanwhile, meanwhile, they just keep on coming. And one of the most difficult things about this is understanding how the law works and what is in the law and who is being protected in violating the law. Again, let me get back to my figures here in this other screen. There is 2 Border Patrol supervisory agents that cut into the wire destructing Texas state property that was put to temporarily protect Eagle Pass residents, Maverick County residents. These Border Patrol agents, supervisors Mario Trevino and Michael Garza, cut the wire to allow these illegals to continue to flood our community and increase our crime rate. How many of y'all listening out there don't let your kids do things that you did as a kid because of this border crisis? I know my kids they're not allowed to play in the front yard anymore because I've had an instance where I had somebody show up at my door. And honestly, maybe they're not everybody is a bad person. We can't say that, but it's the not knowing who the person is that makes us vulnerable as a community, as a constituency, and as a county. Now, these people are coming from all over, not just Mexico, as many people like to say that, hey, you're Hispanic, you're Mexican, your parents are from Mexico, they're coming over here. Bullshit. Bullshit. These people are coming from 30 different fucking countries, getting into our border illegally. Illegally. Swimming a damn river, and these guys, Border Patrol Supervisor Mario Trevino and Michael Garza, are cutting fences, Texas state property, and allowing these illegal aliens to come into our community and cause the destruction that they have. Allowing them to shut down our bridge system, hurting the businesses of Eagle Pass and Maverick County. Why are these Border Patrol agents not being dealt with? Why are these Border Patrol agent supervisors, Mario Trevino and Michael Garza, how are they not being handled with after they broke the Texas state law by destruction of the Texas state property that was erected to protect you and me and our neighbors from the crime that is going on in our community? Now, under chapter, I just want a quick shout out, Walter West. He's on top of his game. Damn, he's got some good shit coming out, guys. Y'all watch out for Walter West, Texas Fully Loaded. He's on point. Now, under chapter 557.011 and 557.012, these two chapters of the Texas code, government code, allows for these CBP agents, guys, which one of them is currently under probation. One of them is currently under probation for a possible assault of an ex-spouse in the past. And he's still in the line or within his position of enforcement and is still cutting the barbed wire, allowing illegals to come into our country unvetted, unknown. We don't know who these people are. It doesn't matter how much they tell you they know. Guys, these guys don't have any identification. Why do you think they always make us have identification as Americans? Because it's hard to identify people. Now, you tell me, what are the reasonings of the federal government? This is the federal government doing this. Border Patrol. This is two Border Patrol supervisory agents, Mario Trevino and Michael Garza, that are letting these illegals, aiding and abetting, I would even say, cutting into a fence, illegally causing destruction to a Texas state property, the fence that is temporarily protecting our border in Eagle Pass, Texas, from which We have already a declaration from Governor Abbott that we are in an invasion. So Governor Abbott has declared that Texas is under an invasion, and Border Patrol federal agents Mario Trevino, Michael Garza, one of which is on probation for a possible assault of an ex-spouse in the past. Damn. And I thought that those things only happen in illegal paths, right? No, all the way to Border Patrol, guys. So oh wow. So I mean, even the ranger Joe Sanchez, apparently he's been contacted and he's nowhere to be found. But jurisdiction would fall under the Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber. The Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber has betrayed Maverick County and has put Maverick County in a position for increased crime rate, increase of motor vehicle accidents, pursuits that can cause fatalities. And you see this all the time. Now, you never see it come from the Maverick County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, but you can see every single county around Maverick County is posting about all these people, all these gotaways, and everything. Now, you tell me, who would stand to benefit not to do anything like that, being a former Border Patrol agent himself? Yeah, you're right. Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber. He has indirectly aided and abetted this border invasion due to his inaction at the border as our top law enforcement officer in Maverick County. He has the jurisdiction to arrest these individuals, Border Patrol Supervisor Mario Trevino and Michael Garza. He has the authority, Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber has the authority to arrest these individuals who criminally destructed Texas state property that is temporarily protecting our border from a declared invasion from Governor Greg Abbott. But Tom Schmerber is too busy making sure his friends have political positions in his office. What about our border? How about you protect our border, Tom? Or is there somebody else in your office that we have to call? We're tired of seeing all these illegal aliens running around our community. We're tired of the increased crime rates, especially with the lack of personnel that the sheriff department has. The lack of vehicles that the sheriff department has. The lack of resources that the sheriff department has. And yet, you do not put a stop to it. You do not go and follow through as the top law enforcement officer here in Maverick County, being the sheriff. You have all the authority to enforce the destruction, the criminal destruction of private property, which would be the state's property that is destructed, was cut into. They used a forklift to lift it up. I mean, they're going above and beyond the federal government to allow this border invasion. And guys, I mean, it's clear and simple. It's right there in, it, it's Nobody has to be looking for any of this. Everything is here. Now, what is not happening is they are not assisting the way they should, because Border Patrol, the federal government, unfortunately has abandoned Maverick County and the border. I mean, this happened years ago. They have abandoned us. And I'm not saying everybody, because there is good people. I support Border Patrol in general. Of course, I do. I support my law enforcement. We support the green. We back the blue. We support our fire department. We support our agents down here. Our Texas DPS that is being sent down here. Florida DPS, Florida Game Warden, that's being sent down here to help. But why? Because our own Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber would rather side with his buddies in the federal government, where he was a former Border Patrol agent. He'd rather side with them than side with you, the constituent of Maverick County that is tired of having to always lock their doors, tired of the break-ins, tired of stolen vehicles. We are tired of seeing the horrendous things that we've seen here on the border. When this border invasion first started, we had an old lady, a grandma, that was raped by 3 illegals. You don't hear that in the mainstream media. You know why? Because it doesn't fit the mainstream media's message. It doesn't fit their narrative. Did you ever hear Tony Gonzalez say anything about that? No. Why? Because he wants illegals to come over. Because he has the NGOs already set up. Look at his look how much NGOs have donated to his campaign. Directly or indirectly. It's all on the campaign finance. Follow the money. Follow the money. The money never lies. The monies don't lie, guys. It's just that some of us don't have the time to follow that money. And that's fine. That's why you have guys like, me, other citizen journalists that are out here trying to, I wouldn't say expose anything, but just bring the light into the darkness that is our area right now. Nobody wants to help us because we're not even helping ourselves. That's the difficult part of it. Now, when you have a sheriff that knows his laws and knows that, it is illegal to cut into a Texas state fence that was erected by Texas, how is a federal government going to cut into a wire that belongs to Texas? Now, this is a big fight. It's a civil war. That's what I call it. It's a civil war. It's a civil war between federal government agencies and local agencies. Guys, they abandoned us. They're not going to do anything to help us. They would have already. And the one person that could come and change all that is Sheriff Tom Schmerber, but he continues to lack the authority to do something about this border crisis. He might be too busy getting somebody to do his press releases. Should stop doing press releases and go to the border and take care of what's going on. Go arrest those Border Patrol supervisors, Mario Trevino and Michael, whatever, I had him over here. Mario Trevino and Michael Garza. Guys, if anything happened to you, if you've ever gotten your car stolen, if they've broken into your house, I've seen a lot of Ring cameras that show unknown people showing up at your door trying to gain access. That stuff is happening. And you know who's letting that happen? Tom Schmerber, the sheriff, Mario Trevino and Michael Garza, Border Patrol agents, supervisory agents, cutting through the border fence that is there for the sole purpose of keeping this border invasion under control. And that's nothing you'll hear from the news media. You won't hear any other of this news media. Guys, I try to stay away. I don't like, each news media does their thing and it is what it is. And I'd like to pride myself as we're not a news media. We're citizen journalists. We're, as raw as you can get. All of that political correctness, I'm sorry, that's out the fucking door. Especially when you have the media that we have here locally, not everybody, some, that twist, change, manipulate, do this, and woo, throw out something totally off base on hearsay, but they put a special little word in front of it, and it's all good. And you're not going to hear this from the local media. None of the local media is going to tell you the fact that Sheriff Tom Schmerber could have done something to stop this border crisis, but he failed as a politician, he's failed us as a sheriff, and he's failed us as a leader. Right now, there is something in the back burner that is being worked on, not by Tom Schmerber, the sheriff. Why? Because he is protecting his own. He was a Border Patrol agent. He is protecting his own. We have not even seen him, but a handful of times at the border, guys. Comments. I love it. Thank you, guys. I was talking way too damn much here on my own. Thank you for commenting, guys. Let's see what's going on. In my opinion, the Democrats, stress on the rats, see the problem and they will vote Democrat. There's too much ego. Hernandez, let's just go ahead and do it. Yeah, you're right. Some of the Democrats here are still gonna be playing that wah 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 humanitarian crisis. The real humanitarian crisis is the way they treat the people at the Mission Border Hope, from what I hear. There's a few people trying to get some inside information in there. So if you have any inside information about Mission Border Hope, there's a lot of people out there that are willing to, put themselves on the line to help stop anything illegal that is going on there. So yes, one of the things Democrats, they're, I don't know if it's ego, but I will say that it's probably wanting to stick with the Democrat. Tercos, right? Tercos. Again, those of you that have followed me throughout, the Rising Texan, the Maverick Times, the citizen journalism that we do here from time to time. You've seen that, and I mentioned that, I was raised as to know Democrat, and Republicans were villainized, and that's just the culture we grew up with here in Maverick County, because there's never been a Republican down here higher up to have a presence here, so that I believe naturally segued there into us becoming a predominantly Democratic town. But I will say that the Democrats are not always right. I'll go ahead and do it. Our Texas State Rep Eddie Morales, he wants to go and give people work visas. Are you kidding me? Give the illegals work visas? That's our Texas State Rep. He lives here in Maverick County. He lives here in Eagle Pass. And our Texas State Rep is saying that he wants to give them He wants to give them work visas to stay here. The Democrat Party, I believe, some, not all, has lost touch with their constituency. And it's unfortunate because some of these Democrats have already sold themselves out via our state rep, Eddie Morales. It is what it is. Some of these are Democrats have already sold themselves out, and to stay in power, they have to run the narrative. It's like you sell your soul to the devil. He ain't giving it back to you. You're gonna be his bitch forever, and that's the way things go. Same thing with politics. Our state representative Eddie Morales is over here touting other businesses giving out food, which, hey, thank you for serving us, those businesses. But he turns around and says we should give them work visas to all the people coming across. Now, let me tell you why that is a terrible idea. One, the job situation and the jobless percentage here in Maverick County is high. It's high compared to our state average. That right there, we need to put Maverick County people at work. We need to put Eagle Pass people in work. We don't need to put people from Honduras to work. We don't need to put people from Iran to work. We don't need to put people from China to work. What are you thinking, state rep? Come on, man. Work visas. So while these guys are allowed to get work visas, paid minimal money, we're talking about state low income. What is it? $750? That's what they're probably going to pay them. But what does that do? Leaves you out of a job as an American, leaves you out of a job as a Texan, leaves your family members out of a job as Texans and Americans. But hey, let's just open the border. They're coming anyways. Let's give them work visas. Right, Eddie? Come on. And I think, I might have gone a little bit over with that one. Nah, I didn't. But it speaks to what Hernandez is saying, is that these people are already, our elected officials right now, if they haven't done anything, they're already sold. They're sold, and they are going to continue to do things their way. Who does work visas benefit? People with businesses? Not everybody has a business. Now, I pride myself in my constituency. We have gone entrepreneurship. We've boosted up ever since the COVID, but not everybody has businesses to benefit from that. But what everybody does have is a family that at any time a chase can happen, and there goes your family in a crash. But hey, State Rep Eddie Morales wants to give them work visas. Okay. Fortis, sorry, we went a little long on that one. Fortis, I don't think Chava Rios is the answer. Need a Republican mindset at the sheriff position. Okay, that's fair. I don't think Mr. Rios has put anything out publicly about what his stance is. Um, from what I've gathered, he is not, you know, he is not with the situation that's going on. From what I gather, this is just me, guys. He has to speak for himself. This is me coming from, what I've listened to and this and that. I give you what I can, and you take it for what it's worth. But now he may be a Democrat. Yeah, most people are here in Eagle Pass, but he, at least from what I've gathered, does not agree with the situation that's going on. And that right there is a plus already. Now, Fortis, how about this, Fortis? If Mr. Rios, Chava Rios, is not the answer, okay, but I know for a fact that Tom Sheriff Schmerber is not the answer. So I would much rather see a general election with Mr. Chavarrios and Mr. Bencourt for sheriff. I think that if you let Schmerber, Sheriff Schmerber, hang around, that it's not going to do anything good for us. Now, there's a lot of things that go into that. I always say I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, and I really pride myself on that. But I am a person of conservative values, and I think all of us in Eagle Pass share some of those values of being conservative, because that's what we were taught in our Hispanic culture. Let me tell you, Republicans are for what exactly? Pro-life, Hispanic culture. I mean, mira, you're pregnant at 15, you're gonna have that baby. We don't abort babies. Um, that's a lot of the culture that we grew up here in Eagle Pass, because we're a Hispanic conservative culture. Uh, they get pregnant, you're gonna get married. Um, what's the other one that we're talking about? The majority of us here in Eagle Pass, honestly, we don't want this crisis. We don't. But nobody is out here saying this, doing this, saying anything about the situation at hand. And it's disappointing that the lack of Tom Schmerber, the sheriff, having the authority to arrest these border patrol that are violating state law, breaking the wire, the concertina wire, cutting into it, that's an illegal offense. They broke the law. They broke Texas state law, and Sheriff Tom Schmerber has all the authority to enforce that state law that was broken by those two supervisor border patrol agents, Mario Trevino and I'm sorry guys, I haven't said the name 7 times. It's 7 times and then you'll remember it, right? But Michael Garza and Supervisor Mario Trevino, and one of them actually is on probation. Oh, maybe on probation for possible assault on an ex-spouse. We don't know which one. We don't know if that's confirmed, but that's what we're digging, because how is a person working out there under those kind of conditions? Um, I mean, I don't know what's going on with our federal government, guys. Ever since Leiden, I call him Leiden because that's all he does is lie. Leiden, ever since Leiden came on, um, our federal government has gone to shit. Our federal government has gone to shit, and our state government is trying to fill the void, but it's hard when you got, our state representative here wanting to pass a beer to everybody coming across and hire them to work for them or some shit. Like, give them work visas. What? Eh. Hi, if my stalker is watching, thank you for watching, stalker. You know who you are. So, Fortis, a lot of Democrats don't agree, but Hernandez is right. They will still vote Democrat. How can we fix that? I mean, I get that, but how can we fix that? How can we fix the fact that that these Democrats are sticking them, strictly them? Now, I think more than ever you're going to see Democrats shift over because of this border crisis. But I wouldn't put it past anybody that if we get, bamboozled the way we did with the last election in 2020, where we saw the election was stolen. I mean, if here in Maverick County you can submit a petition without no recourse with 600, according to Commissioner's Court, 600 fraudulent signatures. If you can get away with doing something like that, you can get away with doing election fraud in any damn state, man. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Let's see. it's difficult, Fortis. It's gonna take a time. It's gonna take a lot of time. I mean, I'm sure you know that since we were little, that Democrat was pounded on us. Um, but you know what? It is. I'll blame it on the older generation. I'll blame it on the damn baby boomers or whatever my father's age is, that generation. We'll go ahead and fucking blame it on them because, yeah, they had a lot of Democrats. Bill Clinton was here. While he wasn't on the Epstein list, flight list, Bill Clinton actually came down to Eagle Pass. So I guess thanks, Bill. But who knows if right after that he fucking went over there to Epstein Island to do what they do in Epstein Island. You get what I'm saying? And what's disappointing is the news here is geared towards the Democrats. If you see that they don't report anything about Democrat wrongdoings, they don't report about, positive things that Republicans do. So I think that it's a cultural thing that has Maverick County gripped as Democrats, but I think slowly and surely we can get out of there. Now, it's not going to help us having a rhino as a congressman either. Now, Tony is a sellout. Tony has aided and abetted as a congressman, hanging out with these NGOs that we don't even know what they're doing behind these doors. Isn't it funny to anybody why they have these big old walls erected all around so you can't see what's going on? Isn't that? I mean, why would you need that? Privacy. Why would you need privacy if you're doing something good? I would think that you would want everybody to see that you're doing something good. That's just my opinion. Get the for sheriff. That's a good one. Oh man, I needed that good laugh. Hernandez, why do you think? And fair question. But can I ask, why do you think that Queta should be a sheriff? Oh, just quick reminder: she was removed as county judge. Okay, and ever since then, she has, sworn to take down every single county judge around. That's my understanding. Um, and she's real buddy with Salcedo nowadays. At least from the video that David Salcedo and Tom Schmerber showed up to congratulate Queta Diaz on stopping the funding for first-time water users and first-time sewer users out in Quemado and the northern part of Quemado, of Maverick County. And come on, man. I mean, it was there. Taxes have been reduced in the county, in the city. It was in the paper. That's a legal document. Anything posted as a legal document that is not truthful, they can have legal ramifications. So they're not going to put something out there that is a blatant lie or a flagrant lie. And it was all there in the newspaper posted because they have to post things like that in the newspaper. But you had people like Queta Diaz, people like Mayito Obregón that have such hatred for a man that just won county judge. I mean, who cares about, whatever? He's just in there and they haven't stopped attacking him. Why? Are y'all getting paid to do this? That's what I don't understand about the situation. Hernandez, yeah, I see you laughing there in the comments, Hernandez, but my God, get the for sheriff. Are you kidding me? I think he'd probably break more laws than the actual fucking sheriff is right now, man. Oh, that was a good laugh. But I mean, in all honesty, guys, we have a situation here that is unprecedented. We haven't seen this. I mean, I know I haven't seen this in the times that I've been here, the years that I've spent here, and I've been here the majority of my life, except for when I went to go get an education. And um, I'd never seen this. Yeah, you'd see the occasional here and there, and there was never anybody that, crime rates didn't spike, stolen cars, pursuits, they never spiked. But now you're seeing that. You're seeing that, and that's a testament of what is actually going on in this community, in this country, because nothing is being done. There is a lot to be done. There's a lot that could be done. Now, you tell me the scenario with Sheriff Tom Schmerber. Do you think if he would have do you think if he would have arrested those Border Patrol agents, those supervisory Border Patrol agents, do you think that maybe that would kind of pull back the Border Patrol agents and be like, whoa, 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 let's not, whatever. Now, I I am under the impression, or from what I've read, there is a lawsuit about it. But a lawsuit does not send the same message as a criminal charge would. Okay? Because a lawsuit is going to get lost 2 or 3 years, whatever. But I guarantee you something that is going to make him or the Border Patrol second guess if they should cut that fence again. Snap them cuffs. Little mugshot. And I guarantee you, Border Patrol will not cut that fence ever again. But where is Tom Schmerber? Where is the sheriff? Too busy doing press releases. And not even him doing it, let's be honest. But on the other hand, let's talk about these politics and what we got going on. Let me open up our page up here. We're running two screens. Y'all can just see one because I could not set up my OBS, my broadcast system. I apologize. You know us. Shit always happens, but we're still here trying to give you the latest, the greatest, the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us God. So give me 1 second, guys, while I'm popping this up. It will not take long. We got it. So I just want to mention and do a little rundown of what we got as far as the elected officials here. It was going to be one of our topics of the day, right? So you got our race, and this is posted on our Facebook page, on our Twitter page. We have all of the races that Maverick County is involved in, whether it be U.S. Congressmen for CD 23, where we have a plethora of candidates. And I'm making a bold prediction. Bold prediction. Hold me to it. I'm going to cut this clip. Bold prediction. The Ruiz Beast has spoken. Tony Gonzalez will not be congressman the next 2 years. I am making that bold statement right now, and I'm making that statement because you have, besides Gonzalez, Victor Avila, Julie Clark, Frank Lopez Jr., all Republicans that are going after. I'm missing one up there. Oh, Brandon Herrera. Everybody's coming after Tony. You know why? Because Tony is not who he says he is. Congressman Tony Gonzalez is only interested in lining his own pockets and can care less about the businesses in Eagle Pass and about the businesses in Maverick County. He doesn't care about that. He cares about his NGOs, stacking them racks, and who knows, maybe he's getting a little onta papi exchange, right? It is what it is. Now that's just in the Republican pool in CD 23. On the Democrat side, you got Lee Balsinger, you got Rocco Siapa. I hope I'm not butchering these names, guys. Santos Limon, and Gregory Lopez. All of these guys are ready. I mean, Democrat, Republican. Uh, I think we're getting to a point where we just need Tony Gonzalez, the Rhino, out. I would much rather respect a Democrat sticking to his Democrat values than a Republican switching back and forth. Stay independent then. I wouldn't have a problem. Tony Gonzalez, he votes 60% with the Democrats, 40% with the Democrats. That's way too much, guys. Way too much. That guy's a Democrat. That guy is a Democrat that I don't know why he's running as a Republican. He's also a plant that we like to call a industry plant that he is not even originally from CD 23. And our good buddy Frank Lopez, who is running for CD 23, we support him. And he brought that out on Tony. He's not even from this district, man. He was placed here, as many of the other Republicans do. What are the Democrat values? That's a good question. Democrat values. Shit. Everything that we're not. I mean, get money, open borders, because that's what most of the Democrats here want is open borders. Good examples is our Texas State Rep CD HD 74, Heriberto Eri Morales. What are his values? Let's get these people work visas and keep them here. They're already coming. What kind of value is that? That directly dilutes the sovereignty and the special birthright that you have as an American citizen. Not only a birthright, but many of you that have come over and turned into citizens. That's what my parents had to do, the legal way. I'm a first generation American, first generation Texan, and I don't like what's going on. My parents, they came over here, became citizens. They don't like what's going on. But you have a representative, a Democrat, still beating that drum that we need to bring them in. We're a country of immigrants and la, la, la. No, we're not. In all actuality, we're a country that came and stole the land from the Indians. Let's be honest about it. Let's be honest. And it is what it is. That happened. Reparations have been made. But don't try to pump us full of these lies of, land of opportunity, home of the brave, this and that. Yes, it is. But it should be for American citizens, for Texans first. Right now, do you know that the veterans of this community are having to wait? They are having to wait to be seen at the VA clinics because these illegals are getting priority. These illegals that are getting priority, it's the first time they set foot in this country. Many of those veterans went to foreign countries, leaving their loved ones alone to defend us. For us to have Texas, for us to have America. And they cannot even get the health care that they solely deserve for defending our country. I have a friend, Fortis, we know him. He said that, a veteran himself that I know served outside of this country. Goddamn, I didn't know what to tell him. But that's fucked up. Because a lot of us didn't get into the armed services because we did other things. But I fully respect those that gave themselves up for this country. Because I didn't have to make the sacrifice because they did. And I will always stand by our military and veterans. I know they're going through a whole lot of shit with the federal and it's a big mess, but We need to take care of our veterans before we take care of any illegal aliens that are setting foot in this country for the first time. These people, these veterans, they have families, they have kids, they need health care before any illegal alien that is first stepping into for the first time ever stepping into this country. It is ridiculous. Let me get back to the comments. I love these guys. Like, I love, this is how we keep everything going. Running the LGBT, there you go, cut down our throats. Open borders, Green New Deal. Guys, Green New Deal, all that, you're absolutely right. They are trying to pump money into alternative energy when alternative energy has failed. Now, I know a lot of you are real excited about the solar panels, and there's mixed issues about the solar panels, and que no jalan, que tan buenos, y que whatever. Look, the truth is, there were several reports when we had our February 2020, 2021 storm. There are plenty of reports of those freaking solar panels freezing out, not being able to provide electricity to a house. Now, let me tell you what helped me during that storm. Gas, propane, got us through. How we warmed up our coffee, warmed up our suits in the damn pit out back because propane made it happen. Electrical cars, I don't know if anybody had them. Don't know what happened there, but with the gas, diesel, and oil, you need those fossil fuels, guys. You're not going to get rid of them. It's a need because there is nothing more powerful than that. Just imagine, you guys that have lawnmowers, weed eaters, all that stuff. There's nothing. I mean, the plug-in weed eater doesn't do much. A battery weed eater doesn't do much. Which one is the one with the balls? The gas. And that's the difference between, Green New Deal and fossil fuels and the world's going to end and this and that and the world's heating up. Guys, there is no global warming. That's the stupidest, the biggest trick in the book. There is no global warming. The earth goes through several different phases. Now, a lot of us were probably not around when this phase of the earth happened because it was years ago, but it goes through phases of cooling and warming and cooling and warming. It just so happens that we have a higher temperature right now, but as history has shown, it levels itself out. Now, guys, the news is not going to tell you that. The politicians are not going to tell you that. You yourself have to research these stories. You know, and I don't want to say I'm educating because that sounds a little condescending. I don't want to do that because I know that you guys probably know shit that I don't know, right? But in helping each other exchange information, our group consciousness will begin to grow into more sophisticated beings. We're light beings. So, and we have a collective consciousness that we're able to tap into as a community of consciousness. Now maybe that's another podcast time, right? But I guess what I'm trying to say is that anything can be accomplished if the right people want to accomplish it. Unfortunately, for Maverick County and Eagle Pass, the majority of what we have seen is not good actors that act in good faith, that want good things for our community. I mean, we've been unfortunate to have some of these people out here that serve the almighty dollar rather than the almighty, citizen, the way it's supposed to be. And that's neither here nor there, but let me see. A country of laws, yeah. I think we need an independent rep. I would like to see an independent rep. I was going through the elections, right, to show y'all what we got going. right now we only have one Democrat, which is the incumbent, Eddie Morales. I'm a little disappointed. Nobody from the Democrat side came up to challenge Eddie to make him spend some money, because that's what elections are about, is how much money you can collect and how wisely you spend that money. That's what the game has become nowadays. And it's disappointing that the incumbent had no Democratic challengers for HD 74. But I also think that that's very telling, because at that level there isn't many Democrats outside of Maverick County. I mean, Kenny County is Republican, um, Demet County I believe is Republican. You look at Valverde, they're in the middle, but they are Republican leaning. Um, and these are the things that we need to like look around and say, what? How are we the island, so to speak, the blue island, when everyone around us is Democrat? Well, except for Republican, except for Laredo Webb County. Um, they have a congressman that's a Democrat too. That uh, he's been a little conservative. He's been. I think that when you have people willing to make sacrifices and totally give up your stance to allow another party to take over, I think you're conceding. You're conceding, and that shouldn't be done, because the best things come out when two people hash it out, or two parties, two sects, whatever you want to call them, and then make the decision from there, right? But I think we need an independent rep. I would love to see one. I think that independent could mean a lot. The thing with that is that it's a it's a uniparty system, right? But the two party systems are the ones with money, right? And that money gets funneled to their candidates. That's the disadvantage that an independent has. But for an independent to win, he has to either have his own money to fund the campaign, to borrow, to lend his campaign money and then get paid back that money, or it would have to be somebody that is well connected, and has his stance and has support that he's going to still receive. For CD 23, we had Frank Lopez running as an independent, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but I definitely did when he had 33,000 votes erased, erased. Tony, did you do it? But how do you put up 33,000 votes and then they get erased? And those are the things that independents might run into. So I think that that's why a lot of these politicians marry themselves into a party, and hope for the best from there, because they leverage, if they're able to win the primary, they leverage being the candidate for the party, thus getting some funding released to them, where as an independent, it's a little harder to fundraise, um, to get the signatures that you need. And it's a different ball game. So that's the thing. And now we have like Republican Party. They're willing to pay they're willing to pay your entrance fee to run. They're willing to pay signs. They're willing to help you with legal if the other guy starts trying to push you around and everything. So I'm a little disappointed, yes, that there wasn't another Democrat that was pushing Eddie, because I think that he needs to the state rep needs to be challenged. He needs to be sucker punched, as speaking. Sorry, I'm tying my shoelaces here. Um, he needs to be sucker punched by a Democrat that's going to beat him at the polls. Unfortunately, we're not going to have that, but we do have two Republicans, former Mayor Roberto Garza from Del Rio. He was a mayor in Del Rio. He actually was just removed as mayor when I went to Del Rio, the city of Del Rio, and of course, Mayor Bruno Luzano was the one who was the mayor when I was there. But Roberto Garza was the mayor previously before I went to the city of Del Rio. Just a little history there. And we also have John McLeon, McLeon, John McLeon. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. And he is actually a person that is involved with the Operation Lone Star. So he has direct experience with the situation that is going on at the border. Which, how many times have you seen our state rep at the border? Don't worry, I'll wait. 2, 3 times. And the only time he shows up is when other companies, other businesses are out there giving meals to the Texas military that's out there, to the DPS that are there not because they want to be there, but because this border crisis is happening. So you have a Democrat that wants to let people come in here, give them work visas, diluting our workforce versus, John McLeon that's actually involved in Operation Lone Star. He knows the type of people that are coming into our country. Not all of them are here to do good. Now, I'll give it to you. Not all of them are here to do bad, but it's hard to sort the difference when they come by the thousands, guys. Let's be honest. All right, let's head back to the comments. Generators. Valverde is a Democrat. They voted more for Eddie than Catherine. I was expecting Del Rio to go with Catherine. They're fairly close, Ortiz. They're fairly close. Catherine, I did not think. I think Catherine came up a little bit too late. She waited too long, and she did more campaigning outside of Maverick County and Del Rio and Valverde County. And those are the two counties that if you secure, you're going to win. And that's why it's very important us here in Maverick County to recognize who we have in office. Not somebody that wants to stop the border crisis, somebody that wants to fuel it by giving them work visas. What are you thinking, Eddie? What are you thinking? He's not thinking for us. He's thinking for himself. Since supposedly Del Rio is a little more Republican than Democrat. Yeah. Fortis, and again, I think that basically comes from the lack of Catherine being there. An incumbent, it's hard to knock out an incumbent because they already are established, right? It's my understanding that the state rep has has support from some Republicans, being that he's defending them in court. I don't know if that's true. I've heard that through the grapevine. So he's a little favored amongst Republicans at the state, and that could happen, right? But he always touts himself as being the conservative Democrat, and I think that's far from that's a stretch. I'm sorry, Eddie Morales, you are not a conservative Democrat. You are lighting the fire, opening up the gates by saying you want to give these guys work visas. You are literally giving us the rhetoric that's coming from Washington, D.C. Democrats. And Washington, D.C. Democrats are out of their fucking mind, bro. They're out of their fucking mind. If you watch any speculative news or anything that we put out, the Democrats right now at the White House level, Congress, Senate, they are outside their motherfucking minds. And it's the truth. They are. And it's dangerous rhetoric that our state representative is pretty much, it's like they have them back here. Oh yeah, work visas for our people, saying the same shit that Joaquin Castro is. Joaquin Castro's not even from fucking Eagle Pass. Shut the fuck up. How is a damn state rep, congressman that's not even from here gonna tell us what we need when we're the ones seeing everything that's happening? Now, our voice is supposed to be our voice. No, again, with the puppet, I'm going to say what they say in Washington. The Democrats over there, let's just all give them work visas. Blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. What are you trying to do? Dilute our American workforce? You're going to be putting Americans and Texans, Eagle Pass people, Maverick County people, you're going to put them out of a job because people are going to hire people for $750 rather than $12. Oh my God, Fortis. I saw that. Hold on, Fortis. Let me go in order. That's a good one, Fortis. Let me go in order. I think we just want someone to enforce the law, policy, just do the right thing locally, state, and federally. Yes. I mean, Hernandez, I could not agree with you anymore. I could not agree with you anymore. Look, this is how stupid people are, man. I love X because you can, and I encourage you guys, if you guys don't have X, get on it, man. Get on it. Like it's pretty good. I mean, you get stupid people all the time. Anyways, stupid people. Let's see. I know. Hernandez, sorry about that. Yes. I totally agree with you, man. We want people to do what is needed for our community. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you're gonna make friends doing it, but you need to do what is right for our people, for your people, for the people that put you there. Now, you know, to me, all you need to know about that state rep is when he, what was it? When he sucker punched me in the county courthouse. That should have told you everything you needed to know about that state rep. That's all you need to know about that state rep. Sucker punching a citizen journalist trying to do his job, trying to make a living, sucker punching. And let's bring out Jerry too. Jerry Morales, Commissioner, Precinct 1. I'm still waiting for you to fix my camera, bro. It's been broken since you slapped it out of my hands. Like, you don't want to take care of that? Like, while you're running for a campaign? I mean, shit, I might as well go with Yolanda then. I know at least Yolanda wouldn't slap the phone out of my hands like that. And that's already a plus for her. Not that I'm a fan. Not that I'm a fan, but it's always here in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, where we have to vote for the lesser of two evils. When are we gonna get someone that's like acá, que va, que le vale madre, que va a hacer lo que se tiene que hacer, así como la pinche raza, como se debe de ser? No, you get there, and it's not everybody. It's not everybody. I have been very impressed with some politicians that have stood their ground and are doing the right thing as far as I can see, right? And I have always told everybody is that I'm frank with you, I'm straight up with you. What I can discuss, I discuss. I mean, I'm not afraid of anything, like retribution, anything like that. If I can discuss it, I'll discuss it. I do have a little bit of change of my occupation and all that, but that doesn't change anything. I'm here to let you guys know what's going on, what the payroll media mob is hiding here, because that's what they do. Um, we are going to be asking and getting all the financials, everything that has been paid to the Eagle Pass payroll media mob from the sheriff's office, so you can see why you see all this covering up of stories, why you see all this boosting up over here, but covering up all this. And that's why I challenge a lot of these news medias, because they sold their soul. They sold their soul. And I do this as a hobby, man. I make minimal out of it. Minimal, man. Minimal, like one sponsor type fucking minimal. But that sponsor has been very loyal. And and I haven't gone looking out for any else, because I'm the type of person that I don't want to sell my soul. I don't want to sell out to anybody, regardless of what some personal chef of Tony Gonzalez says that is involved, according to Commissioner's Court, in some 600 fraudulent signatures. According to Commissioner's Court, I can care less about what some motherfucker like that says, because I'm more for the people than he ever was. And that's just a fact. I'm more for the people than Keta ever was. Now, get this. Let's talk about the Keta. Let's get what the Rollis for what Forti said, man. Letting transgender guys compete with girls. Come on, man. Come on, man. We saw that. We saw that. And we posted it right away, because that does not align with what our community is. Do you know when they have those transgender shows and those, hey, to each their own. You want to chop your shit off and, whatever the hell, you can do it. But don't be bringing that shit out in public, because I don't bring my shit out in public. I'm not there, with my thing swinging around like some of these people do in the parades and shit. Not all of them. Not all of them. But see, how could you vote against a bill that would stop males from competing with females? That's our state rep, guys. That's Eddie Morales, the state rep, voting against a bill that keeps males out of female sports. I have daughters. I have one daughter that plays sports. Now, I feel some type of damn way if there's a little boy there playing and dominating like most of these men do, dominate women's sports. There's a reason for that. We are the dominant species, dominant gender, not species, sorry. We are the dominant gender. Now, I'm not saying women are obsolete. Of course they're not. Women are beautiful and they have their gender roles. Sometimes they get mixed up. But without the machismo, male toxic that we need out here, things don't get done. And that's just the facts. But there is no need for us as males to be competing against females. There isn't. And it's sad that we have somebody representing us that does that. Thank you for reminding me that. I forgot about that, Fortis. And Fortis is on point with this political shit. We were gonna hit back the topic of what was it? What was the topic, guys? I got a little off base there. It'll come back to me. So let's talk about who's running on these races. So we're now at the 293rd district attorney race. We have incumbent Roberto Serna, a Democrat, and we have Francisco Ponce, that he was a county judge, I believe, in Dimmitt County, if I'm not mistaken. One of the other little counties around us. He was a county judge there. Yeah, thanks, Fortis. So he was the county judge there. So now he's trying to run for 293rd district attorney. I'm sorry, Zavala County. I think he was the judge at Zavala. Yeah, sorry guys, but so we have two Democrats running for 293rd district attorney. We haven't heard of any Republican, which they would have already had to have submitted their intent, right? But there still could be an independent that pops up. The independents have different guidelines, so we'll be watching out for that. I'll go ahead and I'll even say my favorites. This is not an endorsement, but my favorites, I would say Frank Lopez Jr., Brandon Herrera, Victor Avila, and Julie Clark. They're all going to kill Congressman Tony Gonzalez. Those are all my favorites, man. I saw that the Latino promotes Serna. Thank you, Fortis. You brought it up, so now we have to talk about it. Remember when we were talking about pay-for-play media, payroll media mob? Payroll media mob. That's how do you shut up a payroll media mob? By ads? Now, look, I'll be straight up. Serna made a move that needed to be done to stop a payroll media mob coming after him. It is what it is. What's unfortunate is that's how the media works. Now, there's payroll media mobs. I'm gonna refrain from specifying or saying anyone specific. I don't want I'm not the type of person to attack, but if you come after me in any capacity or my friends, my family, um, we're gonna deal with it. All right. But yeah, I saw that. You're absolutely right. You call it out, so we'll talk about it. It is what it is. Payroll media mob is here to stay until you guys start supporting somebody that's really after the truth. Now, the ones that do kind of stay away from favoritism and hiding stories or pushing stories is the newsgram. Um, I will say that they try to be as politically correct and as straight and as even as they can be. Shit, I even fucking came out in that newspaper when I was like 19 years old for some shit of cars. I don't know. Wasn't any criminal charges, wasn't anything like that. But like what I'm saying is that they're fair. And I think that that's what Maverick County Eagle Pass is missing is fair media. And Fortis, if you remember, that's the reason why I started doing, my citizen journalism stuff was because of the unfair stuff that I saw. There calling out already when they were already calling out favorites be without any polls, and that's media manipulation. It doesn't just happen here. It happens at the state level. It happens at the federal level as well. So it's not anything new. It's not anything that it's just an Eagle Pass. And I hesitate to say colleagues, and I'm fine with all those the media guys. I respect them, and I hope that they respect me for what I'm doing. I respect what they're doing. They gotta feed their families, do whatever you do. But I will point out the fact that like it is what it is, guys. I mean, payroll media mob exists. Again, I I I, I don't get too many sponsorships, and I limit everything. And the people I deal with are decent people that if I can defend them, then they're decent people. But it gets to a point where I mean, there's certain people that you just can't defend. They're just doing shit like, God damn, bro, slow your roll, and that's the way it is, right? And what's frustrating is when people use the governmental budgets, government budgets for advertising. They use that like they're tírale dinero, tírale dinero, tírale dinero, tírale dinero. No es mío. Who cares? Who cares? No, no. I've been seeing the new news leader not pushing anyone locally, just Tony and Eddie. The Eagle Pass news leader should change their name to the Tony Gonzalez Post. I said it. It's the truth. It is what it is. Um, the gig is up. I think you're going to be seeing in the next couple of years, Fortis. the media game here in Eagle Pass is going to be turned on its head. I'm making that bold prediction right now. And a lot of that is going to come from the people being elected. What I've been able to notice in dealing with, or observing, not dealing, observing state politics, federal politics, the way these congressmen, the way these state reps work is that they look for the strongest media in a jurisdiction. They throw money at them, they attach them, they're sold, and that's how they navigate the waters. Because think about it. Go to Tony Gonzalez, congressman. Go to his Twitter. Go to his Facebook. You will see the Eagle Pass news leader there, and he's using his position to push the Eagle Pass news leader even further because they're a juggernaut. Let's not. I mean, I'm not going to kid around and say they don't have followers. They're a fucking juggernaut, man. Eagle Pass news leader is a juggernaut here locally. EPTXN is a juggernaut here locally. The Newsgram, that's the I wish they did a little more on social media, but they're the how do I say it? The legit, I guess the legit, right? They've been established for so many years. They didn't just pop up because they got paid from a elected official or anything like that. They've been they've been out grinding, and we give them props because they've been at least as fair as they can be, especially in the dirty game of politics, where everybody has their price. So yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, I don't really read their stuff too much. Again, we're blocked. All the social media handles we have, we're blocked from the news leader. We're blocked from Eagle Pass TXN, and the reason why is because we call out the bullshit. We call out the bullshit. And some of it's bullshit, some of it's legit, a lot of it's bullshit, a lot of it is political tabloid, no documentation, no anything. And that's why we like to, if we report something that happened in Commissioner's Court, we're going to bust out the video and show you the clip, word for word. We'll even put fucking captions on that motherfucker, because you deserve to know what's going on. And one thing that upsets me is that the role of media is supposed to be to inform the citizens. But the payroll media mob now has changed everything around, and they only care about the money they get, and they'll run any story you want, man. Shit, they ran stories about me till death. I mean, every week I was in the fucking Latino for a while, man. And that's what we do. It is what it is. Put me again. Shit, you're giving me publicity, right? And that's what the sense that they try to do with the media here is to instill fear, because one of the biggest controlling factors, or one of the things that can control people or the masses, is fear mongering, right? So when people are afraid that they're gonna come out here and come out there, and you've seen some of these reports are biased, geared to some people, to what? To what end? To the end that Fortis over here commented about, where all of a sudden it's like, what would y'all think if all of a sudden Eddie Morales came and said, Isaac, here's money, advertise me, right? So that's a good question. But I mean, it happens. It happens. And I can't, how do I say, I don't look down on it. It's a tactic. It's whatever. I mean, I can't sit here and say I'm perfect, but one thing that I do pride myself on is the fact that the dollar doesn't force me, or doesn't. Yeah, Portis, that would be crazy. Shit, maybe my stalker's listening. Hey, stalker. Tell the state rep to send over an offer. The Latinos doing it. Send over an offer. You know she's watching. Anyways, thanks for sharing, guys. Let me take the moment. I know we've been in and out of viewers. Take a moment, share it if you like this content. If we give you any value whatsoever, news-wise, insight, anything like that, take the time, share this or share it afterwards. We're going to go ahead and run down the rest of this list we got. We're down to the county attorney. Right now, you only have Jaime A.J. Iracheta, the incumbent, who has been basically a rock star when it comes to grant funding, right? He's been securing a lot of funds for Maverick County, and he's a Democrat. He's the incumbent. He's running again, but it is rumored that we're going to see an independent opponent for him, and it's a rumor. Gloria Hernandez is going to throw her hat in again to see how much money she can get out of the county this time. I wonder if she's going to be a county attorney and a special project managers again. Maybe, right? Anyways, moving forward, that's not confirmed. Again, it's a rumor that she may run independent. There's a lot of things when you run independent that you have to file. You have to the process. It's a little more stringent than, let's say, the Democrat or the Republican process. So we may see her. We may see her just back down at the last minute. So we're not sure about that one. County tax assessor collector. We have Astalia Cáceres, the incumbent, a Democrat. We have Ruben Montemayor, a Democrat, and we have Leroy Oresti, a Democrat. So we have 3 Democrats, no Republicans signed up. I haven't heard of an independent coming out, but you have 3 Democrats vying for the race, and you know, the sense that I've gotten from both Oresti and Montemayor is they need a full-time Maverick County tax assessor collector. And there was promises made by Ms. Cáceres, former city council and everything. There was promises made by her when she got elected that she would resign from the school district, retire, and be full-time at the county tax assessor collector's office. Now, apparently this has completely gone by her and she forgot or never intended. I'm not sure. Hopefully we'll be able to get her in an interview, have a podcast with her if she's willing. But that's the sense that I'm getting from Ruben Montemayor and Leroy Oresti, that they're willing to be there full time at the Maverick County Tax Assessor Collector's office, full time, where Astalia Cáceres has failed. Okay, moving on. Ooh, this is the highlighted race, guys. The highlighted race, Maverick County Sheriff. We have the incumbent, Tom Schmerber. He's a Democrat. We have J. Salvador Chavarrios, Democrat. And we have Jose Juan Bentecourt running as the Republican. Now, bias or not, I think that a new sheriff needs to come out of this process. Again, if you just joining us now, you can rewind this and you can see a whole host of reasons why out of this race we just need a new sheriff. We got jailers out there that are not doing jailer activities. We got unlicensed jailer lieutenants being promoted from transportation officers without a license. Imagine how all those jailers that actually work as jailers feel about them having to have a license, but not the lieutenant at the jail, their boss. Is that leadership from Tom Schmerber, from the sheriff? Is that what a leader does? I mean, I know how I would feel if I was one of those jailers. I have the license. Why didn't you promote me? Moving on, we have man, this is a hell of a race. Precinct 1 County Commissioner, Gerardo Jerry Morales the incumbent Democrat, Yolanda P. Ramon, again, another Democrat. Um, we were interested in running as a Republican for Precinct 1, but I think that would have held back what I could do as a grant administrator. So I've always been the type of person that prides myself in giving back to my community because I know our community has been underserved for so many years. So many years, Maverick County has been underserved. So many years, the city has been underserved, and the city has, improved vastly. And I think that just goes to a testament of the people that were there before that set the path of that exponential growth. And now that you have those guys at the county, man, sky's the limit. So, Gerardo Jerry Morales, the incumbent. You got Yolanda Ramon, former councilwoman that's running for Precinct 1 now. That's going to be a very interesting race, guys. Again, Jerry, can you fix my cameraman? Because when you knocked it out of my hands that time after your nephew sucker punched me or sucker slapped me. Um, oh, that's another one. Hey, ask Tom Schmerber, the sheriff, what happened to all the evidence of Morales's slap heard around the world. Go ahead, call Sheriff Tom Schmerber. Say, hey, do you still have the evidence when State Rep Eddie Morales sucker punched, sucker slapped a citizen journalist? Everything disappeared. Everything vanished. Nothing, bro. I must have given them 6 different videos from 6 different medias. There was 2 to 3 witness statements from people that were there. Disappeared. Why? Because our state rep can't have a charge like that. And they work together. Ain't that some shit? Now, how would you feel, guys, if Sheriff Tom Schmerber lost all the evidence to a case of a public official assaulting you? Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's justice? Nobody's above the law. And I would argue that the losing of that evidence can construe tampering with evidence by the sheriff's office. Because where is it? Where is it? That's the sheriff we have right now. That's Tom Schmerber, our sheriff that we have sitting down in his office whenever he happens to show up to his freaking office because he's never there. But come on, man. Really? He lost all the damn evidence. Jerry, fix my camera, güey. No seas mamón. Tienes la feria, güey. Fix my camera. Yolanda, give me a call. This guy doesn't fix the camera. Maybe you can. Okay. Guys, let's continue on this list. We're almost done. County Commissioner Precinct 3. So we got 3 candidates in here, 2 Democrats, 1 Republican. We have the incumbent Olga Ramos, okay? And we have the Republican Carlos de los Santos that was, I guess, pushed by the personal chef of Tony Gonzalez, the one that Commissioner's Court claims was involved in fraudulent signatures, over 600 of them. Okay, so he is backing this candidate of the Republican, Carlos de los Santos, because I've seen them in several pictures together. And then you have the infamous David Salcedo. Whose baby is it? Whose baby is it? Every time you see David Salcedo, I want you guys to sing, whose baby is it? Whose baby is it? David Salcedo. He's the only county judge to make $10 million of COVID funding disappear. $10 million. Pass. Nothing up the sleeves. Here's 10 million stacks. And David Salcedo made them disappear like a freaking magician. I don't know if to buy that guy a beer or call fucking FBI. One or the other. Shit. $10 million of your COVID funds disappeared when David Salcedo was the county judge. Where did they go? The majority went to a loss of revenue. Come to find out, the county has no sources of revenue. How can you lose $10 million in revenue when you don't even make $1 million in revenue? County does not make revenue. It's not the city. So how could they claim that? COVID loose funding spending. $10 million, all gone. Did your roads get fixed? He could have fixed your roads. He could have given water, first time sewer to Quemado with those 10 million. But no, he claimed the county lost profits. So he sucked up all that money into their budget, disappearing that money. $10 million. Did y'all get any of that? Don't worry, I'll wait. And he's running for fucking commissioner again. Ese vato ni lo quieren en su pinche casa al güey. But let me tell you, that doesn't prevent him from having his people, his relatives in that sheriff's office. His people in that sheriff's office. Birds of the feather flock together. Let me tell you who showed up after the $7.2 million obligations that didn't pass, where you were going to get your streets, parks, everything fixed. Let me tell you, and it's in our video, our live there. Let me tell you who showed up to congratulate Miss Queta-Diaz. Sheriff Tom Schmerber there was there to congratulate Queta-Diaz on ruining Quemado's chances of getting first-time water service, first-time sewer service. Sheriff Tom Schmerber was there. David Salcedo, who's running for Precinct 3, was there as well to congratulate. He's running for Precinct 3, where funding is needed, and he came over to congratulate Queta-Diaz for a good job in, I guess, beating Ramsey the way she said in the court, beating the judge, because that's what she said in the courthouse. We posted that video as well. I mean, is it you beating? I thought she was doing something for the people. But you were so excited to say that you beat the judge and you got signatures. I thought it was about the people. You see, if you let people, if you observe people long enough, they will reveal themselves to you so clearly, guys. You just have to watch and observe. That's all you got to do. These people reveal themselves to you. They show you who they are. Now, I've been here doing the same goddamn shit the past 3 years now. I already showed you who I am. The only one willing to say something about the payroll media mob, about the wrongdoings here in this community, because there's a lot of them, and a lot of them are done by some of these politicians. Now, one person that I do want to congratulate right now, Rolando Salinas has been Mayor Rolando Salinas has been a rock star against his border patrol, against his border crisis, and I appreciate that. He has been there more than our own Texas state rep. He has been there more than our U.S. congressman. So, Rolando Salinas, you get the hats off of the day of the podcast. Thank you, Mayor. for coming out. I would have liked it to be a little sooner, but hey, you're coming out swinging, and we appreciate that, Mayor Salinas. Thank you. Now, I see what's going to be coming up soon, and I believe that the county will come out and start being a little more aggressive in the situation with the border crisis. Because guys, it's not how they try to portray what's going on. There is a lot of things going on, and it's difficult. It leaves us susceptible to attacks. Now, albeit we're not San Antonio, we're not a Houston, but you never know when one of these, sleeper cells, loses it in one of our places or hurt one of our constituents. If I were, these border patrol agents, these supervisory agents that cut into that fence, I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing I cut a damn fence, let these illegals cross, and an old lady over there is getting raped and murdered. Well, she didn't get murdered. She was raped, and then she committed suicide a week later because she couldn't stand being, what had happened to her. It's a difficult situation out here in Maverick County, guys. And the people that are not there showing up, our state rep, our congressman, where are you? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Wanting to give out work visas. But I will say positive about Eddie Morales, our state rep. He did vote, I believe, for SB4. I think he voted in favor of that. So at least there's that, right? There's that. But he did vote against funding programs like Operation Lone Star. He did vote against funding operations like Operation Stone Garden. No, I'm sorry, that's a federal grant. And other state grants that are geared towards the border. He did vote against that. And that is a concerning red flag alert. I don't have a red flag anywhere here. He's not for Texas. We were going to put up our old Texas flag to bring out the rising Texan vibes, guys, but we couldn't hang it. So, but you're not for Texas if you agree with this border invasion. You are not from the Lone Star State, and he's not. I believe he was born in Piedras, if I'm not mistaken. State rep or Stalker, if you're watching, can you confirm that? I'm not 100% sure, but let's retract that statement. But yes, he did vote against funding stuff like that, and he was supporting work visas. Come on, man. Order in the court. Okay, proceeding now, guys. We are going to David Salcedo. Does anybody know why I bring out the song "Whose Baby Is It? Whose Baby Is It?" Only a few of y'all know. So, Constable Precinct 1, we got incumbent Ceci Maldonado. She did not win an election. She was appointed, I believe, but she is the incumbent now running for the full 4 years. She's a Democrat. We also have Jesse Becerra, Democrat as well. Ignacio Nacho Vasquez. I don't have a designation there. I want to say it's a Republican. For some reason, I skipped that. I probably didn't know at the time. And Pedro P. Hernandez, again, Constable Precinct 1, and he is a Republican. Look who we have next. Constable Precinct 2, Albert de la Torre. See nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. Running unopposed. I would have 100%, I would have backed anybody running against Albert de la Torre, that Democrat, because that Democrat, as a peace officer, does not follow his peace officer code. He saw me getting sucker punched by Eddie Morales, the state rep. He did nothing. Check out the videos. He hugs him, pulls him apart. ¿Qué estás bien? And pinche beso y la verga, right? He did all that. But did he go do his job as a peace officer and testify and give a witness statement of what the state rep did? No. That's how dirty politics work under Maverick County Sheriff Tom Schmerber. We lose the evidence. There is no evidence. It didn't happen. Ahí está. Is that the kind of sheriff you guys want? Yeah, but Albert de la Torre I've lost all respect for him as a law enforcement officer, as a politician. If you are willing to sell out just because a guy's a state rep and another guy's not a state rep, and you sell out your peace officer, oath that you take? Get out of here. One thing I support David Salcedo in is not giving him any more funding. I know David Salcedo did that for a long time. Piece of shit, David Salcedo. We have Constable Precinct 3AB. We have Mario Hernandez, the incumbent, and he is running unopposed. Now, I used to see him a lot come out and posting and stuff like that. I haven't seen too much. I don't know if I'm blocked, but I don't think so. But he's the only one running, so he's gonna stay there. Constable Precinct 3C. We have the incumbent Samuel Chacon. He is a Democrat. Okay. We have Carlos Charlie Olivares. He's a Republican running for Constable Precinct 3C. That's out there in Quemado. Excuse me, guys. Abraham Happy Martinez. He's another Republican. Again, Constable Precinct 3C, which is out in Quemado area. And we also have Constable Precinct 4. I believe I'm missing somebody from this list, but I have 3. We have Joe Mike Beatty, that's an incumbent, and I will say this, I'm not gonna pick any favorites, but one thing, so you can know the difference between the constables. And I'm gonna have to work with the Constable Albert de la Torre, and that's fine. And it's nothing I haven't said it's not true. But Joe Mike Beatty, he's gonna get my second. I usually only do one, but he's gonna get my second tip of the hat, Joe Mike Beatty, because out of all the law enforcement officers that were there when I was sucker punched by the state rep, Eddie Morales, he was the only one. There was city cops there too. Embarrassment, way. The city cop was telling me to settle down after I got smacked. Ese pinche pelón that no one likes. That's su madre, way. My dad had to go tell him something. Like, do something, dude. Is that where we live in? You can just throw a vergazo to anybody and walk away just because you're a state rep? No one's above the law, man. Somebody should actually check what Eddie Morales has pled the fifth to in court in his divorce. Go to his files, check what he pled the fifth to. You'll find some very interesting stuff there. Hope my stalkers watching. So, Constable Precinct 4, Joe Mike Beatty, hats off. Hats off. Because he did what was right. No favoritism, what was right. That's it. Now, I'm not giving him out an endorsement, but what I'm saying is that I am glad we do have people like him that does their job the right way. Now, there was 2 constables there. One of them was pulling the state rep off from the bola. Y él no hizo nada. He didn't even call sheriff's department to come and take a report. But Joe Mike Beatty, you get our second salute of the day. Hats off. You took care of your job. You did your job. You're good in my book, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you. Celso, and I'm not even asking for favoritism, bro. I'm just asking, do your job. Just like people expect me to do your job, just like people expect Fortis to do his job, do your job. That's it. And Joe Mike Beatty, again, that's 3 hats off for Joe Mike Beatty for that one. We have Celso A. Martinez. If I'm not mistaken, he's a Democrat. He's was a former deputy or was in the sheriff's office at some capacity, I believe. He's now running for Constable Precinct 4. And of course, we can't leave out Hector Big Rod Rodriguez is running for Precinct 4 as a Republican. Highly respect this man too. He's a good guy, and I think he'll do a good job. But again, Joe Mike Beatti, hats off. I was impressed with you just doing your job. And it's sad to say that in a little bit because there's so many other people that don't do their job. A la Alberto de la Torre that just stayed watching. There's another interesting thing about Alberto de la Torre that you guys might not know. There was reports of a family member being, some DWI. It came out on Facebook. We posted. We asked him about it. He had no questions, no comments. We asked the sheriff about it. No comments. Apparently, there was an arrest. I don't know if there was. There was a crash. There was alcohol involved. His sister, a relative. I'm not sure of the whole details, but something fishy is going on over there, guys. Something very fishy. And I would venture to say, if he was willing to go against his peace officer oath, and when he sees a crime, he does something about it, he can do anything. If you don't honor that oath, bro, that you take as a peace officer, you're not a peace officer. You're not a constable. You're not whatever. It's just, it is what it is. Do your job. Big Rod. We said Big Rod. I think we're missing one more from that race, guys. I've been trying to do, and the spreadsheet is up. If you go to our X account, if you go to our Facebook account, we got those up. You can take a look at them. Distinguish it. We also have a section there for endorsements. So as soon as these officials or people that are running for these elected positions, as soon as the official endorsements start coming out, we're going to populate that endorsement so you guys are up to track or up to date on what endorsements are being given out to in these local races, Maverick County. Again, I'm considering the CD 23, the congressional district, and also HD 74. I'm considering those in there, and 23rd district attorney, that's multiple counties, right? So I'm considering them in there because Maverick County does have a part in that vote. So if you guys want to check that out, we already have that up. We've had that up for quite some time already, since the 15th, about 2 or 3 weeks. Check it out. We're trying all sorts of new things with our media. We're trying to push a little bit more and separate ourselves from the everyday run-of-the-mill payroll media mob into something a little more respectable and modern, and less dependent on politicians' donations or elected officials and stuff like that. That's what we're trying to do here. Again, that's what we got right now for elections that involve Maverick County. I encourage you to follow that spreadsheet we got up. View it every once in a while. It's open. Take a look at it. You won't be able to edit it, obviously, right? But just so you guys know, we're tracking these endorsements. We're tracking what's going on with these politicians, and not for a benefit of our own, but a benefit for the constituents of Maverick County that have for a very long time, been misinformed, been misguided, been, not told the whole truth because of a hidden agenda that a lot of politicians have. Not all of them. Like, again, the good and with the bad. There's some good, there's some bad, but we try to keep up with as much as possible for you guys, and we appreciate your support. We've had we don't get as many viewers as we used to, and we think that has to do with Facebook more than anything, about shadow bans and everything, and that's fine. I really appreciate the strong showing of the guys that always show up for our lives, because if anything, I'm glad that I give you guys at least some content that could be of some benefit to you, and that's why we do what we do. It's not anything else other than that. I've been to Maverick County, Texas, Eagle Pass boy, man, whatever. The majority of my life, my family lives here. The Ruizes, many of you know them. We're a good family, as many families are out here, and we're an honest family, just trying to, make a living, trying to make a better future for our children, and that's what it should be all about, is what's best for our children. And I would hate for my son, my daughters to have to go through a situation where they get hit by an elected official and another elected official doesn't do a damn thing about it. That's in a nutshell, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining. Please, if you haven't already shared this, share it. It makes a big difference, guys. Please, the organic sharing that I get from you guys, the organic views, goes a long way for Facebook's logarithm, and it helps me get this word out here, because I think that Maverick County, for a very long time, Eagle Pass has kept everything in, and it's time to show everybody, the world, what Maverick County and Eagle Pass is about, what happens here, what's dealing here. Right now, we're on the media, constantly. So it's about time we spread the word, guys. Whether it's through me or anybody else, spread that good word. I'm getting a little internet signal that my feed is not going too smoothly, so we'll end it. We went close to 2.5 hours. I could probably stay another 2.5, guys, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please share this video. And look at that. Saludos de Baja California, Cali. Appreciate you tuning in. Guys, thank you. We'll see you. Be sure to turn on the little switch or whatever, so whenever we go live, you guys, get a notice. You guys are aware that we're live, and we try to bring you the best content. No misinformation, the real, without the BS, right? Again, Sheriff Tom Schmerber, protect our border, bro. That's all we want. We're tired of these illegals. Do something. This is Isaac. I'm out. Isaac Ruiz Beast. Thank you, guys.